Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister Denise Renee Muhammad, along with my brother Sean Ali of Supreme Health and Wellness. And we're coming on today for our Health and Wellness Power Hour. And our topic today is how to grow young,
Mm,
how to grow
mm,
young.
mm, mm.
All right. So as you come in, go ahead and share the video for us. We appreciate that. And how are you, Brother Sean? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm well, alive and well, feeling
Right?
good. Yeah,
Looking good. Oh,
praise
praise
be to
be to
Allah. Yes,
God.
yes. That's the how to the books aren't behind me, but that's the how to eat to live.
Right?
Yes, yes.
That's right. Sister Cassandra, peace, sis. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So our topic today is how to grow young. And yeah, let's get into it, Brother Sean.
Yes. I'm looking for the section really quick. One second.
Okay.
This is because I mean, you said you got this topic from me,
From
right?
yours.
So the order, so just
Right.
for transparency and things like that for the listening audience, when Sister Denise picked the topic for today's show, I didn't know what it was until about 10 minutes ago.
Right.
She was like, "It's how to grow young," and I got that from you. I said, "Okay, well, I got that from here." So
Right.
let's get right. So that's
Our
the
Savior has arrived.
Right, that's that chain of custody, right there is in particularly page 114 of this awesome book. And this is non-denominational. Yes, this is a book of the Nation of Islam, but it's not just for the Nation of Islam.
Right.
It's for anybody that needs a savior. He's arrived, right? And when you look at the wisdom pertained in here, this is the basis for me discovering the science behind how to grow young. And it says, also in the Bible, Isaiah mentions the long life of the righteous in these words, that a person 100 years old would be like a child, meaning that their age would never cause them to look old. They will have the freshness of youth, says the prophet Isaiah. And the Holy Quran also verifies the same. Allah, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, out of his own mouth said to me that he causes us to grow into a new growth, and that we would have the look and the energy of one who is 16 years of age, and our youth and energy of a 16-year-old would be forever. Listen,
Wow.
I know that was a lot I just said, but from the religious standpoint, from the religious delivery, because the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is our spiritual and leader and religious leader. From the spiritual and religious message, we get science, right? So when we're looking at age, right, we have it's two categories. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
We have the number and we have biological. Two different ages. The number, of course, is how old you are. August 3rd, your brother will be 50. Oh, praise
Wow. What?
right. So we gonna use me as the case study, right?
Yes.
So 50 is the numerical age, but biological is the condition of our cells. So when you see somebody 50 who doesn't look 50, it's because the condition of their cells is at a younger age. The condition of our cells determines how long we will be here on earth.
Right.
We control the condition of our cells with our lifestyle. For those that tuned in last week, we went over a bunch of different lifestyle factors that keep us healthy and well and things like that. And these same lifestyle factors are at the root of the fountain of youth, because the fountain of youth is your cells. We made out of cells. We don't look. Sister Denise does not look. You don't mind me going into the age? Okay, Sister Denise is older than me. Right. Does not look it. Not much older than me. So I don't want to like you exaggerate, but I'm saying numerically.
A couple of years, yes.
Right. But the condition of Sister Denise's cells is younger than her numerical age. So when we are looking and we hear especially the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because I haven't heard anybody talk about abundant life living to 1,000 years than him. Right. Everybody thinks that part of the teachings is crazy. Even some of the believers don't believe that part, right? So when we are looking, if the condition of it, according to how I live, right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says we can live up to 1,000 years, or for how long we desire to live. If the condition of my cell, if I create that healthy lifestyle, I can give myself a 10-to-1 ratio. For every 10 years, I age biologically, or excuse me, because I'm a little excited. So you got to excuse me a little bit. For every 10 years of numerical age, we only age 1 year biologically. Mm-hmm. For every 10, so if when I'm 100, I'm only 10. When I'm 1,000, I'm only 100. So when he talks about these ages and reaching these ages, they are possible, because this will allow me to get here. I will build that lifestyle. And when a doctor, you can go to your primary care physician and they can take you some of your blood and they can put it under a microscope and they can see the condition of your cells.
Right.
And it will determine, and they can look at it and they can say, hey, when we look at the DNA, when we look at one of these cells under the microscope, right? And that cell is the nucleus. In that nucleus, we have DNA and we have chromosomes, right? In the end of the chromosomes, they have something called telomeres.
Telomeres.
Yes, ma'am. These they are protective caps on the DNA. So the science is every time a cell replicates, the telomere gets shorter. They say about after 80 replications, the telomere disappears, the DNA starts to unravel. This is aging. This is where you get gray hairs, wrinkle, and premature death at. Because when that telomere, oh no, go ahead. Ask your question. Go ahead.
You said we get that from the telomeres
when it disappears or when it wears away, because it's nothing protecting that DNA. So now this cell, and this is the cell we're talking about. So now this cell, it can do its job, but it's no more life in it. They call this senescence, cellular senescence. That's when the cell is in that stage of it can function. So your hair will still be your hair, your skin will still be the skin, but there's no life in it. So you're not getting younger, you're not getting better.
Wow.
So when you go from 50 to 60 and you see more wrinkles, more gray hair, more wear and tear, more deterioration, that's because we've lost the protective cap on those DNA. So that's those cells, they just are waiting for your whole body to die.
Goodness.
It's but this is the path to premature death. Okay, if I know the path, I can do two things. I can avoid it, right?
Right.
Because I know it. I'm not going over there. I can.
Yes.
I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I can avoid it, and I can reverse engineer it. So the same methodology that causes premature death is the same methodology that causes or creates premature life or abundant life, if you will. And that's
Right.
our lifestyle,
Right.
which Sister Denise and myself, we're experts at. Like we're lifestyle experts. We don't just have one viewpoint at health and wellness, like most healthcare practitioners or doctors. They have one discipline that they're in. I'm a surgeon, I'm this, I'm a chemist, I'm a biologist. We are lifestyle experts. We study the whole totality of the lifestyle because that's how you make a 100% change.
Right. Wow, you said a lot.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Hey, for those, and real quick, sis, because I got a million books. I have
Yes.
that information in one of these books. I'll find it before the show is over. But everything that I just explained is in a book. I got it in a book. This is science. I didn't just make it up. It's not a theory. This is the science of premature death.
Right.
It is the science of what they call aging, right? So we can control it or not. We can avoid it or not. And once we know and understand, it's easy. Now we're good.
Right. And that's one thing I like about the essential oils is that it goes to the cellular level. It
Hmm.
helps to keep the cells restored.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
they're antioxidants. One of the oils, I believe, is clove oil. It helps to stimulate the mother of antioxidants, which is glutathione.
Glutathione.
Yes,
We're-
I had it. Glutathione.
Glutathione. Mm. See,
Yeah.
oh look what you just said. Okay, this is the cell, right? You got the nucleus, you got the mitochondria, you got the all the different organelles in here, right? So when we're looking at glutathione, every cell in your body has the ability to produce its own antioxidant. So
Wow.
when this cell becomes under siege from an external or an internal issue, right? It has the ability to produce its own answer.
Wow. That's
What
powerful.
happened, just like you got stem cells. Listen, these is stem cells. Right? You got human growth hormones. We have all of these are cellular agents and actions to help that the body naturally produces. So when we're looking at aging and premature death, we got many factors. When we read in Our Savior Has Arrived, Our Savior Has Arrived, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Master Father Muhammad said he will make us grow into a new
New growth.
growth. This isn't magic. He ain't doing this. He's giving us a lifestyle that affects the cell. So our cells become super cells.
Wow.
Your cells become super cells because the knowledge, the supreme wisdom, right? The how to eat to live, all of the factors that he gives us, they feed the cell. So listen, he gives us fasting. So he's going to make us grow. He said he's going to make us grow into a new growth. Okay, if you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you are always in a state of digestion. All of these organs right here are constantly activated. This
Right.
is where all of your power is at breakfast time, lunch time, dinner time. After you eat, it doesn't matter how big of a meal. The bigger the meal, the more you feel. But after every meal, you're going to feel mentally sluggish
Right.
because these organs are now activated so they can digest. So if you are in a state of digestion, your body cannot produce glutathione. Now, if you are constantly eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, see, this is external. You always got food. You always got food going to the cell. You always got material going to the cell. The cell doesn't need these material. You so it can't produce glutathione. It can't produce or use stem cells. It can't produce or use human growth hormones because it's constantly under attack from food.
Wow.
Because we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you're eating breakfast, that means your arteries that are in red. The arteries are in red. That means your arteries are filled with the food and the material that you just ate. Now you eat lunch. Your arteries are filled with lunch. You eat dinner. There's no room.
Just stuffed.
There's no room. So now you got to go and you got to get a prescription for glutathione. You got to get a prescription for growth hormones. You got to go and you got to get a prescription for stem cells. And every cell in your body makes all three.
Right. Brother Sean,
Yes, ma'am.
Sister Cassandra asks, how many hours of sunlight should dark skin get daily? Because she heard it takes a dark skin longer to absorb the sun or
Yep.
get the benefits.
Yep. And yep. And yep. That is a great question because the cell needs sunlight to make glutathione, growth hormones, and stem cells. Right? So melanin is the UV rays, right? The UVB ray, to be exact. This is where vitamin D and all of the good stuff comes from. Also, that's where cancer comes from. So melanin is a natural UV blocker. So the more melanin you have, it's going to block those rays. So you need more time in the sun. So some of those rays can get through. Because it's blocking, if you're darker than me, if you are Sister Denise's complexion and darker, you need to be out there all day.
Wow.
Europeans need 15 minutes because they have no melanin. So the UVB rays are going straight through their skin and it's burning them up. When you get into my complexion, I need hours. If y'all watch my videos, you'll see me at the beach. You'll see me outside all the time. You'll see me preaching coming outside, right? Because that's a key ingredient. So the slaves were out there all day. Kunta Kinte got his foot cut off and went to work the next day without medical attention.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, what healed his body? Listen, they had none of the stuff you got now. They didn't have no sea moss, no moringa. They didn't have no sasop. They didn't have whatever it is we can name. They
None
didn't
of
have none of it. And they had the worse food than what we got now. We and they healed. You ain't see you seen the picture with the brother? He got like 100 whip marks on his back.
yes.
What healed him? It wasn't a doctor. It was the sunlight. Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
Wow.
So to answer your question, sis, we needed, how long do you want to live? If you want to live 10 more, 20 more, 30 more, 40 more, 50 more years, hey, if the sun is up, be in it.
Right. Absolutely.
Yup. This is, and this is the more we are out of the sun. Okay, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there are billions of vitamins in the sunlight. They are still discovering vitamins. Just 5 years ago, it was only vitamin B. Now they up to what, 13, B 15 or something? They are, because it's billions. It's, you can't find all of the elements.
Right.
Right. But so Europeans have to find it from food. So when you're looking at all of these supplements, right, from vitamin D on down, this is because Europeans are being killed by this UVB ray. So they can't go out there in the sunlight and get it. So they got to go and they got to supplement the sunlight. So when you go into those stores, these are elements that Europeans can't get from God. So they had to make them themselves. If we try to live like Europeans and we send our children to a school that's inside all day, we go to a job where most of us are inside all day. So we not only do we not have the sunlight, we don't have oxygen. We have refrigerated, conditioned air. These systems that Europeans created because they are under attack from God. So, right.
Wow.
Listen, so the cell, in the mitochondria of the cell, this is where the energy is produced. It's only two elements, oxygen and glucose. Where does oxygen come from? Trees. Where does glucose come from? The sunlight.
Wow.
So when we are looking
need to breathe and get some sun.
go outside. But see, we got to go outside. Oxygen is the plants are the producers. That's the scientific name of the plants, are the producers. They produce the oxygen and the ingredients that we would eat, right? So if you aren't outside, you just have atmosphere and air. You don't have oxygen. So if you are never outside by plants, a significant part of your day, then you are starving yourself to death from oxygen. So your cells, they don't have the ingredients to make energy.
Right.
Now you're weaker.
Makes sense. Right.
I'm glad Sister Cassandra asked that question. Thank you, because I do have a book, man. I'm oh, here it is.
Life energy.
The sun, the subtitle: The Sun, Glucose, and Why Humans Are Herbivores. This is the answer to how long we should be in the sun, why we should be in the sun, and what happens to us when we don't get enough sunlight.
Awesome. Awesome.
And it's a beautiful book. Hey sister, it's a
Yeah.
science book. It's not a novel. It's
Right.
not my personal story. Look at that. I'm giving you science on how we should live and what we need. I'm breaking it down for you. See, that's the producers. That's what I was just saying right here. The plants are the producers. So they produce the oxygen and the nutrients. This is the energy right here. So the further we are away from the plants, the further we are away from the sunlight, the more we have to eat. So get the book. We have the science. Your brother has the science books for us.
Yes, and she did say
Right.
she's going to get your books. Brother Kente asks, what
My
food
brother.
sources? Yes, he's always supporting. What food sources could we get glutathione from?
None. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You can. Just like you can get vitamin D from food sources. But your body already creates these things. So your body isn't looking for an external source to something, because if we're looking at the cell, that glutathione still has to get to the cell. But the cell already has the ability to make glutathione. So it's not looking for an external source of glutathione. Just like when people take the vitamin D supplements, yes, it manipulates your vitamin D levels. It manipulates the test levels. So now I don't put vitamin D in me. So if I go take a test, my vitamin D levels will be elevated. But because I'm not getting the sun, I'm going to have to take the vitamin D over again. So I got a prescription of vitamin D. My doctor is telling me to take this stuff every day, but every day the sun is out.
Right.
If that
And
makes
that
sense.
goes, yes, definitely. That goes back to Sister Cassandra's question. No, your first question. Oh, do you recommend taking vitamins since we can't get it from the foods?
No. Why you can't get it from the foods? That would be no. The question is, okay. Man, we got class tonight. Oh, praises due to Allah, man. We got okay, brother Kente and sister here. Okay, now when we're looking at nutrients, right, from a scientific perspective, when we are looking at nutrients, there's two classes. You have your macro and your micro. Right? Micro is short for microscopic. Macro is big. This is little. This is where energy is at. Your energy comes from your macros, right? This is carbs in order. Fat, protein. So I'm a certified nutritionist specialist here in Maryland. When you go to make up a plate, they say 40 to 65% of your plate should be carbs, because this is your body's fuel source, glucose. Fat is next, and then protein. Micro is your vitamins, minerals, and water. We don't need a lot of that. They measure this in milligrams. You can fit all of the vitamins and minerals you need in a spoon, one spoon, and that's all you need.
Wow.
Europeans created nutritional science because they can't get it from God. God is fighting them. Now, God ain't fighting us. Listen, our Savior has arrived, man. He's given us a dietary program to break us free from the bull crap of the European, because they have to do all of this stuff because God is trying to kill them. We made the sun. We just like a black man, not the first man, made the moon. The moon was made by one of us. We made the sun. We made all of this stuff to benefit ourselves, right? So when we are looking, we never needed food. We never needed to know nutrition. We ate once every 3 days. There was no grocery stores. We didn't have cabinets. We didn't have stoves. We didn't have refrigerators. We didn't have prepackaged, manufactured frozen foods. There was nothing. We didn't have can openers. So the way we ate was right. You see, so we because we didn't need none of that stuff. We had the sun. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. We had the sun.
Right.
Because if you look, and as a reference point, pick any farmer, pick whatever farmer you want to pick. They don't look healthy. I wait. Go ahead. I point them out. I will wait. It's not out of all of the farmers in America, 99% of them look worse than non-farmers. They look no different because the messenger teaches us in how to eat to live. It's not necessary. We can eat the right thing at the wrong time, and just like we ate the wrong thing.
Right. Eating the wrong foods.
Right.
And then we can talk about getting too many vitamins. Like some people take these supplements. From taking
Go
too
ahead.
much.
Yes, it's vitaminosis. It's vitaminosis. Too much vitamins. Listen, it's vitaminosis, right? Vitamin A, vitamin A and D are fat soluble. That means they need fat to break down, but it also means if you eat too much of them, your body stores them as fat. The other vitamins, C, E, K, those are water soluble. So that means that even if you eat too much, your body will easily get rid of them when you urinate. But the vitamins A and D, they bind. So if you eat too much of that, then now you are collecting weight. Because they're fat soluble, they turn into fat. They turn into fat.
Right.
Just think about that. See, right?
Wow. Good to know.
But go ahead. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
Sis asks, should we drink water while outside in the sun to photosynthesize?
That's a good question. That would be depending on your goal. If you are trying to fix something, you're going to approach it differently than somebody that's trying to maintain. Like myself, physically, I've fixed my body. So now I'm in a state of maintenance, maintaining my health. I'm not losing weight, gaining weight, not overcoming anything. I'm where I need to be at, and I'm maintaining it. Most of us aren't starting from that position. We're trying to lose something, gain something, get something, overcome something. If that's your starting point, that's cool, but we have to approach it that way. So if you are trying to lose something, lose weight, whatever, then you want to put less into you as possible, because the sun is going to feed you, and whatever you sweat out is your body's detoxing. It's getting rid of everything that it doesn't want inside of it, right? So you don't want to put something in while your body is trying to release.
Right.
Right? In water, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us about water and how to eat to live. He says that the drinking of 8 glasses a day is based on eating 3 or more meals a day. He says if you're only eating 1 meal a day, you don't need that much water. If you find yourself dehydrated, look at your mechanics. Because the physical signs of dehydration is what? Dry mouth, right?
Right.
If your mouth is closed, it doesn't get dry. But mouth breathers. See, that's the water coming out. That's the water coming out.
Right. Right. Awesome.
Now, if you need water, because just like with eating, he said, if you need water, drink. If you're hungry, eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat. If you're not thirsty, don't drink. Don't drink water because somebody said drink X amount of water a day. No. But if you are in a state of thirst or a state of whatever, of course, drink to overcome that and then keep carrying on about your day. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But because I will drink during the day, I will, if I'm exercising, if I'm normally out and about, we don't carry a water bottle with us. My daughter is sitting right here. When you see us on the videos and we are on our excursions, we don't take a water because it's getting hotter. She would take her water. She's just started taking water with us because usually we're training ourselves not to drink water. And if you see children
everywhere,
but you almost got to force a child to drink water. I'm saying not to drink any, because we don't need water. You can look at it now to drink something that's different. But a child, I don't need no water. I'm good. I ain't not thirsty. You see, you gotta force them. Drink it. Drink the water. You gotta force your child to drink water, just like we force them to eat sometimes.
That's true. That's true.
You gotta eat. You gotta eat something.
Sister says she was thinking about starting to eat lamb to get protein. What do you think about that?
It would be why you think you need protein. We would start there because all of the science on protein is based on bodybuilders, not regular people. That's the Joe Weider and Muscle Fitness, because them dudes was doing extraordinary stuff. So that's the whole supplements, all of that stuff, creatine, the L-arginine, all of that comes from bodybuilders who were misshaping their bodies, and they needed all of this extra stuff because they were doing extracurricular activities. You feel me? So that's the whole GNC. That has nothing to do with regular people. Those are people who have too much muscle mass and can't eat enough to feed that muscle mass. If you're not in the gym exercising like that, you don't need to eat like that. Because the messenger teaches us, my business and my health science is, I can prove it with this world science, but my theory is based on how to eat to live, where he teaches us 1 meal a day, then going to 1 meal every 2 days, and then going to 1 meal every 3 days. So if we're looking at that formula, this science on protein and what, we got to rethink that, because I'm a product. I'm a product of how to eat to live, man. Navy beans and bread. That's what I got for dinner tonight. I made bread yesterday and I potted navy beans. It's no lamb, no chicken, no beef. I'm not doing anything in avocados. for my omega-3s for my brain food. That's it. That's it.
Right.
And I got exercise video, so I show you. So it's not like, I mean, we're gods, man. We say be and it is. We got so many. If you tell your body what to do. Let's try that. Let's try that part first.
Right. Yes, sir.
But no animal meat. Before we go, real quick, sis. Animal meat. When we looking at the tropic level, see, everything is energy. So even vitamins and minerals, those are forms of energy, different frequencies of energy. Because science says everything is energy. Protein, they are just energy that somebody called protein. So when we're looking at that tropic level, right, and the plants are the producers, those that eat the plants, it's only 10% available, bioavailable energy in plants because the plant itself has to live. So when you eat a plant, you are only getting 10% of the bioavailable energy of it. If you eat an animal, it's only 1%.
Wow.
So regardless of what they call it, scientifically, because this is from the European side, this is not my graph. This is not my graph. I wish it was, but that's not mine. So, but from a energy perspective, a life bioavailable perspective, animals only offer 1% of what is in them. That's all you can get from it. It's not work. You're going to use more energy to digest it than you will extract from it.
Wow. And then what 1% are you getting?
Fear, anger, depression, because the animal didn't want to die. Probably more than likely, the animal was not at the end of its life cycle. It was prematurely killed for food. Right? So that means it's all of the factors that would come in if somebody snatched you up and tried to kill you. You were fighting. I raised chickens. You gotta catch the chicken, and the chicken is fighting. And when you go to snap its neck, it's fighting. And then it's flapping because it's still alive even after you take the head off.
Wow.
So it still has those hormones coursing through it, that meat, because it's still alive. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Wow, this has been a good questions, good discussion.
Well, said before we go, man, you got to give us an oil because you didn't give us and
yes,
we all
this
is our show.
Yes. I want to address Brother Kente. He asked about how to get glutathione, and you can get that from clove essential oil. Well, you don't get it from the oil. It stimulates the cells to produce glutathione. So clove essential oil is good for that.
Yes, without eating. Without
eating.
All
you can put a drop on the soles of your feet. You can inhale it, diffuse it. You don't have to compromise your digestive system to get it.
Right.
And that's the whole thing about aromatherapy. You're not using your digestive system.
Awesome. And that's if I can add, see, when you look up glutathione and you look up the food sources, it's mostly a lot of dark leafy green vegetables. But if you go to How to Eat to Live, the messenger told us don't eat those things. He said don't eat. So this is why don't eat. Don't eat kale, the collards and all that. Even the beet greens. He said don't eat the beet greens. Eat the beetroot. A lot of those salads. He told us to stay away from those type of foods because science, we can't break it down. It's hard for our bodies. That's why you usually got to prepare them a certain way, because it's hard for our bodies to break them down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Praise be to Allah. We
Praise be
got
to
answers,
Allah.
man. We got answers.
Yes,
See, we got answers over here, man. Might not be
that's
the
right.
answer that some of y'all
What
like,
you
but
want.
we got some answers.
That's right.
Nah, we just all praises due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Inshallah, we'll be back next week with another topic. Until then, if you have any questions, you want to reach out to Brother Sean for his book or reach out to me for the essential oils, we'll be more than happy to assist you with that.
Yes.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and
Wa alaikum
blessings.
assalam.
Yes.